And then I saw a great vision in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. And she was pregnant. And she was crying out in pain, in the agony of giving birth. And then another vision appeared in heaven, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. And there were 7 crowns on his heads, and his tail swept down 1/3 of the stars in heaven and threw them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman who was ready to bear the child so that he might devour her child as soon as it was born. And she gave birth to a son, a male child, who is to rule the nations with an iron rod. But the child was snatched away and taken to God and to his throne, and the woman fled into the wilderness, where a place had been prepared for her by God, so that there she might be nourished for 1,260 days. And then a war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, but they were defeated, and there was no longer a place for them in heaven. So the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent who has the name of the devil and Satan, the deceiver of all the world. He was thrown down to the earth, and all of his angels were thrown down with him. And I heard a loud voice in heaven that says, "Now has come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Messiah. For the deceiver of our comrades has been thrown down, who deceives them day and night before our God. But they have conquered him by the blood of the Lamb and by the testimony of their word, for they did not cling to life, even in the face of death. So rejoice, all of the heavens and all who dwell in them. But woe to the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you with great wrath, because he knows that his time is short." Now, when the dragon saw that he'd been thrown down to the earth, he pursued the woman who had given birth to the male child, but she was given the 2 wings of the great eagle, and she flew away from the serpent into the wilderness to her place where she is nourished for a time and times and a half time. And so the devil, he spewed water forth out of his mouth like a great river after the woman to sweep her away with its flood. But then the earth came to the help of the woman, and he opened his mouth and swallowed up the river that had come from the mouth of the dragon. And the dragon was angry with the woman, so he set out to make war on all the rest of her children, those who keep the commandments of God and who hold fast to the testimony of Jesus. And the dragon took his stand on the sand of the seashore,